Hey, good morning. It's a beautiful morning here in Georgia. It's about 8:50 a.m. We're about to do a repairability attempt for Miss Frances Cobbler. You can see here we got a wind damaged shingle. We'll mark it with chalk so we can see it a little easier on camera. And we got our new shingle over here on standby. I'll show you guys the tools I'll be using today. Is that roof snake, precision nail puller, hammer and nails. I'm gonna use the flat end of this to break the seals, just to identify which shingle this is. Wow, there's almost no sealant left. This is a far left shingle. I'm sure our 3 tabs are gonna be here. Let me go ahead and break the seals on these shingles and the ones surrounding. Notice I'm being pretty careful. I'm gonna go 2 courses up. Everything's loose. Before I start pulling any nails, I want to get a good overview of the area that we're working with beforehand. So you can see those shingles as a good before. All right. First one we're going to be pulling a nail out of is this one right here. Let's get a good close up of that. Before that one. I'm just gonna barely lift the shingle, not even 45 degrees, just enough to pull the nail out. I just want to be able to grab the head of this nail. And just like in a brittle test, after I pull the nail, I'm going to give the shingle a good tap. And if you can see up at the top of this shingle, you can see where the fiberglass matting's actually broken on it, coming across right here. Just have a little bit of brittleness happening to it right now. Let's get a good before of this one right here. All right. Same thing. I just want to barely lift it enough to be able to pull that nail out. You can see on the one that I pulled next to it as well, the more I hammer on this roof, the more that fiberglass matting where it's broken, the granules are falling off around it. And just like in a brittle test on that one, you give it a good little pat just to knock off loose granules. And you can see here up at the top, you can see where the shingle is actually broken. Let's get a good before of this one. All right. Barely lifting. Notice, guys, I'm being pretty easy with this repair. Most repair guys aren't this careful, and I just want to. I'm not even going 45 degrees up. Just enough to be able to grab this nail, pull out the nail. Once again, just like in a brittle test, I'm gonna give it a good tap to see if that fiberglass matting is broken, and you can see. Along here up at the top, you can see where that fiberglass matting is actually broken a little bit now. Go on to the next one. Get a good before that. The longer I stand on this roof, the steeper it gets. Yeah. All right. Just want to be able to grab that nail. I'm not cranking back on these shingles or anything. Just enough room to be able to work with, and just like in a brutal test, I'm going to give it a tap. And you can see on this one where that fiberglass matting is actually broken up there at the top as well. All right, on to the next one. Let's get a good before that. Now we're on that second course. All right here. Yeah, downward. There you go. All right. This one's got 2 nails in it, so I just want to lift it just slightly enough to be able to grab those nail heads. Got 1. Get 2. Just gonna pop those out. Try not to crank back on these shingles. Just trying to be easy. Most repair guys aren't as careful. And once again, just gonna give it a tap. And you can see with that tap up there at the top, you've got that burn on this, trying to crack the fiberglass matting on it. Just kind of giving it a tap. All right, on to this next one here. All right, gotta give it 4 of that. All right, so here we are on this one. I just want to lift it slightly to be able to dig that nail out. And I typically try to avoid going underneath, but this one seems to be pretty sunk in. It seems like this nail's gonna pull through if I do that, so I'm gonna have to dig it out. It's sunk in there pretty deep. I had to hammer that one pretty hard. You can see that during the hammering process, that brittle-ness really came into effect. I give it a tap, just like an unbrittle test. And you can see up there at the top, you can see where that fiberglass matting is actually broken down too. All right, we're on to the next one. Yep, so that's this should be the last shingle here. Then we have to pull a nail out of. So I want to lift this a little, like just a little, to be able to pull this nail out right here. There we go. Got it. And just like in a brittle test, you give it a couple taps, a couple light taps, and you can see where the shingle's actually broken now. It should just be out with the old and in with the new. We have our new shingle on standby. Gonna slide it up in there. First, I want to do a visual inspection of the underlayment. All right. And it does look like, because there was wind-driven rain here, it does look like the underlayment is holding some moisture. It does need to be replaced as well. But we're gonna make a good faith attempt at just doing what the scope says. All right. There we go, it's a good fit. I'm gonna use that spruce snake here and my magnet with my nails on it. These are just regular roofing nails. I'm using this roof snake so that so we don't have to pull back on those shingles so far to damage them beyond what they've already gone through. I just want to be careful. All right, I got one in. I'm gonna head over to this other side to keep it in line. Everywhere I pulled the nail out, I'm gonna be putting the nail back in. Looks like this hit a staple or something. I'll grab that in a minute. Let's try that one more again. You can see the more I hammer, the more these shingles are degrading. Once again, this nail's bending. Alright. Good wax. I'm gonna drive it home. Now if I was doing this repair for somebody, just the condition of the shingles and how they're in now, they're actually worse off than the one damaged shingle. As even at this point, we've traded 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 damaged shingles for one damaged shingle. I would literally have to keep going down to the ground and bring packs of shingles up here to keep going up these courses and replace these shingles that aren't on the scope. Just moving these shingles around, the aging condition of them is not allowing them to be spot repaired. All right, 2 in this one. vent too. I want to make sure these nails go in. See, with each hammer blow, these shingles are just raining granules off of fiberglass matting's broken. There you go. Just enough nails. Oh yeah, don't bend on me now. Grab one more. It's barely lifting on these shingles. I'm gonna drive that last one home. As you guys can see, and like I mentioned before, we had one damaged shingle, and because of this repair, these shingles are now damaged surrounding it. So I would have to keep going to get shingle after shingle to replace the courses above. This is a repair that cannot be warranted. The next 15-mile-an-hour wind that comes by, these are gonna be gone. There's no sealant left on these. This repairability attempt has failed. We would hope that USAA wouldn't put their name on a repair like this.